Welcome back guys to another video where today we're in Sardinia back in the Ferrari 488 I think. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, the 458 actually. You can see on the little dashboard right there. Not the hypercar again. Last week we did something a little bit different. That was quite an experience, but we're back in the Group 3 car. A little bit of back in my comfort zone here. And this race was pretty good. I think it was probably one of the closest races I've had. This season has produced quite a few good races here. And this track was probably the last place I would expect it at. You're gonna see by this onboard here, quite a few technical corners, very fast coming into this braking zone here. But quite a few places to screw up as well here in this, as the train differences are very just, there's a huge gap between them. But yeah, I think our setup wise, we took a low downforce setup, like we just prioritized top speed, and that definitely played a factor in this race, so let's get straight into it. So here we are starting in 5th place behind Opisega, Yeo, and Largebrain, and Mieku here. And we actually get a pretty good start here, pretty good jump actually. I think we're 3 wide here, and I'm gonna go on the outboard view. You'll see why shortly later here. As you can see, Largebrain, he moves over. I think he completely forgets that in there. We touch a little bit of the sand, and we go off the track a little bit there. Let's just rewind that real quick, and we rejoin in 8th. So if we watch this, we get a really good start, probably one of the best starts I've had in a while. Just about get left enough room by Yeo here, and I think Fanacar right there, just, I don't know, just probably forgets that we're there, and we go all the way to the 8th place. We grab a little bit of that grass, so that's why we kind of turn into him again, but now we're just stuck in 8th place now. And luckily, we didn't lose too much time. Luckily, we didn't completely spin out. Now, in front of us here in 5th place, we got Airtastic here, one of the new drivers. He actually makes contact with Mieku. That spins Mieku around. That causes a pretty big, just not pile up, but just stoppage here. And that actually affects us quite a bit. If you saw us background here, just watch a blue Ford GT here. He gets caught up in this incident here, and we try to go around the outside and then just get kind of pushed off there. We run into the back of him, and that causes us. And Spurs fan, who's behind us here, he's actually going to try to attack us. We get a little loose off the corner here. That allows Spurs fan to kind of get on our corner panel, but we're going to just about maintain position. That's probably one of the sketchiest corners on the track. You're going to see a lot of factors play in later in that race, and we're still just trying to get balanced. As you're going to see here, I think that's Airtastic. I think he's slowing down on purpose just to let Mieku by just a little bit of, I don't know, just to say sorry a little bit. That's what we sometimes do, but usually you do not want to do it in the middle of the race, because sometimes around tracks where it's very narrow, yeah, sometimes it doesn't end that way. And on lap 3 here, 2 laps later, I think we're actually behind Panda in 6th place here. And I think we looked for a move. I thought he was going to brake a little early there, so I was just looking there. And then he blocks the inside, so we go around the outside here, or try to at least. We just go a little bit deep. That causes us to go on the grass, sand a little bit there. And yeah, kind of just ruins our momentum through the next couple of corners. And then on the next lap here, you're going to see Panda still goes a little wide, and we're actually going to take the inside this time here. Just dip down below there. Perfect move. It's still not done, as Panda's still to our outside. I think we're actually going to give him a little bit of space here. And he's still behind us, He's actually going to be just about came across him there, but we're going to take a pretty, I'm actually really good. I felt like I had a lot of momentum through that final corner. We're going to gain quite a few tenths on him, that final corner. Now, on lap 8 here, quite a few laps later, I've been trying to catch up to the field, and right now we're in 5th place. And Opisega makes a little bit of a mistake. I think he goes a little wide here, and he kind of defends. He goes a little, I don't know. I didn't know what kind of line he was taking, if he was defending or not. But either way, we still gain a little bit of time on him. Through this kind of sketchy corner here, we gain quite a bit on here, and I think he's on the soft tire, so he's been struggling a little bit here. Just a little bit. Like I said before, I think I carry a lot more momentum than some of these drivers here. We're side by side here, coming across the line onto lap 9 here, and I'm just gonna try to come across here, and I think a little bit of contact there. That forces us to go a little wide, but he just makes sure not to take advantage of it, as, you know, a little bit. That was a lot of contact there, but we're still able now to make it into 4th place here. But like, so he's on the medium tire, Ruby's on the soft tire, and then soft tire. So all the front runners in front of us are on the soft tire, while some of the people behind me and us, including us, are on the medium tire. Now, as you can see by the leaderboard in the top left there, you can see the large brain, who's been pretty fast. I think he got pole position and was the one who kind of pushed us off in the first corner. He comes to the pits onto the soft tire. Now, this was a little bit of a different strategy for me, as I started on the medium tire, which I never do that at all. I always start on the soft tire, trying to take advantage of the first couple laps, and that kind of proved difficult, as we're around, you can't see it over there, but we're around 10-13 seconds behind. And I think Yeo actually made a mistake, so he's going to be we actually gained quite a bit of time on him, and I think he was leading earlier in the race, so we're starting to catch up to him quite a bit now. Now in lap 16 here, this corner is extremely difficult. I even got caught out sometimes by this corner. And you see a little bit of a bump terrain difference there, and he actually spins there, kind of half spins it. Yellow flag for us. I knew that this was probably Yeo, but I don't think I was quick enough to the scene here, as he's just about getting back from just recovering, and that gap is a little smaller. But he was a very fast driver today, and really, at this stage, I knew that he was already gaining a couple of tenths on us, so I knew we're probably not a threat to him. Now, on lap 17 here, my tires are starting to struggle quite a bit here, and the surprise I found was Ruby was still on the soft tire, and he's finally come in. Now I think he's going to go onto the medium tire. Yeo, I never knew. I thought he was on the medium tire for how long he's been going, but he's actually, spoiler, on the soft tire, and he's going to extend it quite a bit here, so let's see how far he can go. And on lap 22, Yeo's has still not pit, and I'm like, he's definitely on the medium tire this stage, and I was actually struggling quite a bit here. As you can see, we get a little loose into that corner. We keep it straight though, pretty good job there. And then this corner right here is probably the most difficult on the track, and you're gonna see here, we just about save it, and I'm like, you know, I have to come into the pits. I don't care, I don't want to overcut, well, you know, I just want to keep the car straight and not crash here. So we're going to come into the pits with around 30 minutes. Now, I think I knew that this was probably going to be the only time we had to take fuel, so I think it took around 75% here. And then we're going to go on the soft tire. That might be able to make it to the end of the race. Yeo, just a little bit of a update on him. His front right is completely dead. His front right isn't, or his rear right isn't much better here. We're going to still take a bunch of fuel here, and we're actually going to lose out. I think Airsis, we're going to lose out to him. Panda, we're not, though, I'm pretty sure, as we're going to rejoin in 6th place here. And some of these guys in front of us, except Yeo, have pit like way earlier than us, and most of them have started on the soft tire. So yeah, they pit way earlier than us, so they are not too far away from their next pit stop in a couple of laps time. And here's Yeo on lap 23. I think this is a lap after our thing, and he takes 100% fuel. Maybe could have taken a little less. I think he's gonna, that's Spurs fan, so that isn't for a position, but he actually did so well that he is now still in 1st place, even though he didn't take a pit stop. So, or like, everyone else took a pit stop, so he overcut everyone by a long shot here. There's still a chance there, but yeah, just to show you, like, I think he spent more than 30 minutes on the soft tire. And then while that's happening, Miyakyu actually comes to the pit, so we gain a position up into 5th place. Now on lap 25 here, I've finally caught up to Airtastic here. We're gonna kind of look for some room on this outside here. Very fast section of the track as you're going downhill. We're gonna look to the bottom here, but I think he's gonna defend a little bit around the outside. That's gonna compromise his line here. And we're gonna be side by side here. This is probably the most difficult, as that curve kind of cuts off there abruptly, and he's gonna get the advantage. He's gonna retake the position there. We're gonna try to stay as close to him as possible here, but here comes one of my most favorite corners, and I think one of the corners where I had a bunch of confidence. As you can see, we take a pretty good apex. We cut this corner here just enough to where we don't get a penalty there, but we're going to have a huge straight line speed here, as that setup definitely playing a huge effect on us. It's just a lot of straight line speed here. We're going to take the position going into turn 1 here quite a bit there, and you can see Panda and the 4GT just lurking behind here. And while that's happening, you see the large brain, he's not too close. I mean, he's there, we can see him, but I think he's going to make a mistake up here. He's going to go a little wide here. That's going to cause him, I think, just about to cut the curb there, and that's going to cause him to lose out the position to, I think, all three of us here, and we're going into third place here. Now, a couple laps later, on lap 31 here, you see that we've caught up to Ruby now. So I think we're definitely taking advantage of these soft tires here. And you're going to see here, he grabs a little bit of sand there, and he just comes across the track. We have to kind of avoid him there, but I think he just got on the grass a little bit. He gets quite a bit of damage from that, but he's on the medium tire and we're on the soft, so a little bit of advantage. Yeo on the medium tire. But yeah, we go into second place now. Now, if you look in that bottom left there, you can see our rear rights are completely dead. And coming into this corner here, we just get, let's just see it here. We get a ton of oversteer here. We're able to save it, so pretty good job there. But this corner, like I said before, very difficult, and we hit a little bit of that curb there, and we're trying to keep it straight here, but we just understeer, well, kind of understeer and oversteer, and we just spin out here. Skill issue. But the wall physics very weird, so we're just trying to get it straight here. That's Ruby that just went past there. Opie Sega not too far behind. He's just, I think, around 30 seconds, and we're just losing it. So I'm like, we have to get the soft tire. No time to take some fuel here. So now coming to the pits here as another dose. We're very close. We got 8.5 minutes left in this race. So maybe we could have gone out, but it's not going to hurt, because we're probably not going to catch up to Ruby, as he's, I think, on the medium tire, so he's definitely going to last a lot longer than us. As we're going to come into the pits here, we're going to take some soft tire here, and we're going to keep in front of Opie who's just about, you see us in the distance right there, and we're going to maintain third place. But what I didn't know was that Panda was actually, they were both battling, which played a huge role in the end of this race with 8 minutes to go here, and they're going to be battling for most of the rest of it, which basically is going to maybe save our race here. Now, further down the field, while we're trying to fuel save as much as possible here, I think we're around fuel map 4 right now, and we're struggling right now. Airtastic is right now putting some pressure on Opie Sega, and if we didn't have this battle going on right now, I think we could have definitely lost the position here, as he does a huge crossover move. Actually loses it there, and Panda goes by there. That's that I must blow for him. Is now we're actually, you see right here, we got, I think, 2 laps remaining. Now the question was, are we gonna have enough fuel if we have to go another lap more than expected? Definitely not, as we're just about gonna make it in the end of this race. Now coming on to the final lap here, I was on fuel map 6. I think we had a 9-second gap between Opie Sega and I, so I knew that I could definitely lift and coast here. You're gonna see we just lift and coast. You're gonna hear a lot of weird throttle inputs that you wouldn't usually hear. It's like I'm scared to put the throttle down, but I'm just trying to save as much fuel as we're, I think, 1 lap remaining, or less than 1 lap now, and just trying badly to make it to the end of the race here. It's just kind of struggling here. I'm just trying to, I should have short shifted a little bit, because I didn't know if I was even going to make it to the end of the race here. And you see here, Panda and Opie Sega, while we're suffering so much here, luckily this battle was going on, a little bit of bump drafting going on with Panda and Opie Sega here, and this was, oh my gosh, it was such a present for me. But we're coming around the final corners. I know that if we just don't crash, I think we should be good here. As we're going through around this final corner here, I think I could have gone for the fastest lap if I had enough fuel, because we were definitely very light at this stage here. But we're coming around the final corner, and I think 2 seconds, the race is now over, so luckily we didn't have to do another lap, because we probably would have not made it. And we're going to cross into third place here. Not too bad, considering that we almost ran out of gas. Panda, let's rewind that real quick. This battle. I wish I could watch it while roaring on my own here. Panda, I think, is gonna go for a dive bomb here. That's really big there, and he's just gonna make it. That's huge for Panda. That's dicey move there, but he makes it into 4th place there, followed by OP Sega, and I think Miyaku in 6th. Airtastic, who had that incident with OP Sega, finishes in the 7th there. The Large Brain, who I think was on pole, kind of struggled throughout the race. He finishes in 8th. Spurs Fan finishes in 9th. He's actually struggling with fuel as well, so I don't know. Maybe a couple of, yeah, quite a few people. Ruby, I think, yeah, Ruby also had a little bit of fuel issues, or I think he's pushing completely. I'm not entirely sure. Yeo had quite a bit. I think he took way too much fuel on that first stop. Maybe could have taken a little less, but that didn't, you know, I'm not, you know, he finished first anyway, so probably would not play a factor there. And I think is that us in front of him? No, that's not. Okay, I thought that was us in front of him. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.